Thank you all for joining for this morning US call. I'll keep it very short and quick so it will be easy for you as well. A few things that I thought we'll quickly share about the Selenium Developer requirement. Second, we will also talk about the project itself, the ENIOT, and what we are planning to do next. Maybe Sindhura, if you get an opportunity, if you can also show a little bit on some of the BDD documents, maybe Trello as well, how we are kind of approaching it through that. Third, to apply for this, how you go about doing it with QAOnair.com. Fourth is how the remote project work will get done and what we're expecting. I think primarily these are the things that we have. I'm assuming most of you would have seen that video that we put on YouTube for about 5 minutes. I will also have that link. You should just go to youtube.com/QTP. None of this is pretty complicated. /QTP Learn in the channel, you'll see the video. It's the best way to get it directly. Out here, team, I'm also going to launch a quick poll. Would love to have your answers because we do not usually do a US modeling session. I wanted to hear if this is something that we could work on and who's joining from there. So can you take 10 seconds and just fill in, please, your location? Especially a lot of members were trying to earlier join the sessions from UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand. I wanted to check if this is a time it's more convenient for them. You know, Australia, New Zealand is pretty bad right now, timing one. All right, I'm closing the poll, team. I've got about 80%. If you've not done it, just quickly take one poll. All right, closed and shared. So 38% America, 50% India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, 5% UK, Europe, 7% there. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's go to the requirements and talk about this. It's very simple, team. We're looking at Selenium Developers. The reason I say Selenium Developers is with a very, very core intent that you should be very good in coding, programming, especially core Java. If you are someone who knows, let's say, Python or C# or Ruby and so on, it's fine too. But then Java is the current project requirement, so we're looking at someone who's very good in Java. You should know how to build framework, the basic concept of framework, because the whole project that we're working on is about framework. We want you to work in a cycle of various sprints that happen parallelly, and there's a huge team of about 17, 18 people who are already full-time working on to this project, and you will be joining as part of it. So any questions on this? There were 1 or 2 questions that came up as to what is the difference between Selenium Tester and Developer. Selenium Tester is, I believe, someone who writes simple WebDriver scripts, either by recording it through IDE or by writing it directly in Eclipse and executes them. They do not look at a framework perspective. They are not sure about what DevOps are and so on. And I'm okay, team, if in this list of things, there are 2 or 3 skills that are not there with you, it is manageable. But in total, this is the kind of stack that we're looking at. So it is very critical for us to have this overall. Now, I'll also talk about the project. Like I said, location, couple of locations. One is Woodland Hills, California. That's where I live and work from. Second is Hyderabad, Dr. Aksana. That's where we have good size offshore center. So both these locations are suitable. You should definitely try to apply. The third one is that you can also look at working from home anywhere across the globe. This is the third one that we're looking at. How can you apply? As of now, please go directly to qaonline.com and apply as a freelancer. We have not yet publicly launched this thing. Once you put it in, I'm going to put this project there. We will take it from QA The reason we want to do it from QA it's a complete system in progress. So I don't need to manually work harder towards creating this team. Right from project requirement selection to payment to each of you will happen directly to it. What else is there on this? Yeah, so yes, certified Selenium developer. JPAC, this is 11th July. You should join for the orientation session. I will talk about the training because the way we are progressing right now, it is going to be a long project with NEOT. It's all about NEOT team. That's it. There's nothing more to it than what I'm showing you. This is a new version that's coming up that I don't want to show yet. But most of you are aware of what NEOT is. Coming up with a new version, many features into it. Huge team working. And I want to introduce you all to Sindhura. Sindhura heads her project. She's located out of Austin, Texas. She's also working remotely, but she's pretty busy with the entire team coordinating and so on. We have a web development team. They're experts on web technologies, PHP, AngularJS, and so on. Then we have a QA team and a BA team. They're the ones who are creating documentation, requirements, BDDs, and so on. Then we have the Selenium developer team. I'm sorry. This team is more going to be focused on the core engine that we're working, the framework engine for it. So our beta version is up. So that's one thing that is already in place for us, which is active. Now we're looking at the version 1, which is a much more superior product with many more features coming in. So this is going to be a long-term project. It is going to have a lot of activity to do. So if you're someone who's got the skill or keen into it, you have a good option to start working on this thing. Sindhura, any questions or anything you want to add? Or shall I start taking a few questions and then give you to maybe give an overview of what we're looking at?
Yeah, sure, Karthik. Why don't you take some questions and I'll walk through some of them.
Okay, I'll take a few questions. So, team, any questions? Feel free to raise your hands if you want me to unmute you. And if you want to just put it in the chat, that's fine too. Do note, everyone, that the requirements that we will show you, right? We have already shortlisting people, so we will walk through at length. This is just more like an introductory call. Any of training will be provided if needed. Oh yes, absolutely. The good thing is we have a free training for NEOT already in place. So what this app does, what is the functionality, is a complete free training for anyone who's new to software testing, but anyone who wants to get to know how software testing works, test management, the complete testing process and flow. Here is the link team. So you can just go and watch all these sessions. Very good training. You should definitely watch it if you're someone new to software testing. If you want to know more just about NEOT, maybe the last 2-3 sessions will keep it. What is the requirement? So I know we have our requirement is kind of documented at a high level, and we are making more detailed requirements out of it. It will be tough for us to explain in this call, but like I said, to achieve that requirement, here's a stack of skills that we're looking at. This is what we're using. How many hours are expected if the person is part-time freelancer? Satish, I would say at least 2 to 3 hours a day, because then there's a continuation that is needed. If you're someone who's got a great skill and working full-time somewhere and would like to contribute to this project as well, 2 to 3 hours is good. may I know the hours expected? It's a work from home position. Yeah. Okay. What hours we would expect? Around this time is the best. I would suggest morning US is the best time for us. I am in the West Coast, so this is like 9:15 a.m. for me. If you are someone comfortable with that time zone, good. But then there are, I know, members across the globe also. So we may coordinate into different groups. But irrespective of it, we use very active project management and communication tools. So that should not be challenged. Tools will be provided during work. Absolutely. All the tools, technologies, whatever you require will be provided. You will need to bring your own machine. That's it. If you're working from home. For the positions in Woodland Hills and Hyderabad, you do not need anything because we will provide you the infrastructure at our office. How do you coordinate the scripts? Yeah. Everything you're putting it on Git team. So GitHub will help us manage our entire repository. I was a JPAC2 member. I do work with manual and automation. Let's get more expensive. Yes, so JPAC members and my Selenium Live training members, definitely please approach. We will get you started on that. I'm sure because we know what we've trained you on. So it will be easy for us to get you onto this project. I've already answered what I mean by Selenium developer and not tester. Selenium developer is talking about development more than saying that I want to test. For example, in this case, right, there is nothing to do with testing at all, team, for any of it. We are just doing development. But the background is on Java and Selenium WebDrivers. Will we be using any test management tool? Test management tool we don't need. We need more of project management tool that we are using here. How many questions for Woodland Hills? For Woodland Hills, I will have about 2 to 3 maximum. The remaining can go to Hyderabad offshore. I'm just taking a few more questions. What type of computer machine P1 needs for work from home? Basic system is fine, but you need to do a lot of development activities. So make sure you have at least like 6 GB RAM, a decent processor, should be fine. Let's see, what else is there? Development means development of test cases and all functions required. Am I right? No. Selenium developer is, there is nothing to test in this project team. Yes, there is testing required, but that's a different stack altogether. Using Selenium WebDrivers, Core Java, TestNG, and Eclipse as an IDE, we are developing a complete application, a framework. And hence, it is a total development activity. There's no testing in there. Are you having trainees? Since I'm part of live training Selenium right now, and it will take some time for me to get expert. Team, here is the thing. If you're part of my training, I already know what you are exposed to. Please have confidence on yourself. And rest I will take care. If you're somewhere local here, then please come and meet me in person. If someone local in Hyderabad, please go to the Hyderabad office. Start working on this project. The reason I'm doing this webinar, team, is because I know there's so many members who might be interested in working on this project. So wanted to get the word out that yes, we're looking at people to contribute to this project. And like I said, we've got some external funding, additional one, that is letting us go aggressive into the product development cycle. So Ruchita, please, you are more than welcome to be part of it. Development means, okay, so any chance of Singapore, does not matter, team. If you're working from home, all we need to know is your timings of operation I don't even need to know your location and what kind of skill sets you have, so we can organize things accordingly. When will be the start date? So maybe early next week we will start off with some basic activity work. There's plenty of development that we've already done, and now we're looking at the next level of it with the new requirements set. Somewhere next week it will start, but the full onboarding will be done by the end of this month. So it's a long-term project. Will we get assistance? Come on, guys, please. It's a project. It is an actual project. Our criteria is to do this project and make it successful. So whatever is needed to get this done, even being assisting you, we will provide. But what we don't do is spoon feeding. That's the only thing. Okay? Yes, you will get a lot of guidance. Basically, we develop framework for Selenium training. I have exposed to Selenium development. Team, if you're my student or not, if you plan to enroll in my training program or not, is a different thing altogether. This is the project requirement. We find you suitable. We would definitely interact with you and see if we can get you onto the project. That is most important. We're looking at skill, we're looking at dedication, and how motivated you are with our vision. That is important. Do note, NEOT is a totally distinct platform, a product. My training is different. This is different. Training definitely helps me because it's a constant pool of resources that we'll need going forward. The duration of this project is long-term. Initially, we look at 3 to 4 months for the first version, but it's an ongoing process. So the way I'm visualizing team is we're looking at about 35-40 people working on this project on a constant basis for the next few years. That is the size of team through which we can deliver this product and what we visualize with it. Selection is purely based on your capabilities. So please, what you need to do is put your profiles up here on air, and once I put in the actual requirement of what I'm looking at, then you can start applying to it. I will split it into actually there are 3 locations. I don't know which will be which location. Maybe I'll put it as 3 projects and you can apply for that. So team, all of you who plan to join as part of the project, if you have experience, great. Yes, it is an immediate thing. If you're someone who's not yet into that and plan to go to the training route, absolutely yes. Because the whole training that we're planning is focused purely in this. I know that this kind of a stack of training is being sought in every nook and corner in today's IT world. This is what is required if you want to be a successful automation engineer. This is exactly what we also require for any product development. So it is a mutually benefiting thing for both of us. And for the members who are still going to training, yes, it will take you a couple of months to get into the group, but you will be part of knowing what's happening in the development side. It'll be easy for you to catch it. Based on assignment result, estimate task to that person is my understanding correct? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Okay, I'm good. Thank you so much, everyone. Sindhura, do you want to talk something? You have anything to show?
Yes, sure. Sure, Karthik.
Maybe the presenter as well.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Sindhura.
What we're looking at.
Sorry. I'm currently managing the project. Karthik, you were saying something? Okay, let me move on. So for project management, we are currently using Trello. So we have what you're seeing here is how Trello looks. We are currently kind of in a Kanban kind of agile methodology. We are actually targeting towards our milestones and not specific small like agile. So these are our, so we are currently working on the requirements development and testing for web application, the web tool that that Karthik just showed you a minute back. So that is where we are at, and we are also working on some brainstorming sessions for the engine part, because if you understand NEOT, so it has one test management tool on the web, which is on the web, and there is a backend engine which is developed using Selenium and Java. So currently we are working on making some changes to that. So we have an overall picture of what we want to do for this particular version. So what kind of changes we are doing in different modules is what you're seeing here. So if you see, I don't think we have done change. Behavior development. So that kind of it kind of shows you, what we are exactly trying to do for each of these changes. So we are using the behavior-driven development for all our changes. Sorry, my system is a little bit slow today. So we are actually making changes to our web application as well as our engine, just to be clear. But the Selenium developers that we are hoping to work with will be working only on the engine part of it. And there is a team that Karthik mentioned earlier, which is in India, that has they have a web development team there, so they will be performing the web development as well. So that is where we are currently with. So all our tasks will be managed through Trello. So we are actively and aggressively working towards moving things as quickly as we can. I think that's all I have from my end. Any questions for me? No, we are not using Cucumber, Maria. We are using Trello. So we are using a template that will be that is for a BDD. So that we are incorporating into Trello. Any other questions? I don't see any further questions. Karthik, would you like to add anything more?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so again, Team C, Cucumber is a different tool altogether. It follows the methodology of test-driven development or behavior-driven development. So if you're someone who's got an idea on it, it will make things easier to understand any art as a product. That's the primary purpose. Our approach is in a similar fashion in terms of the methodology that we're following. Yeah, I think we don't have anything much, but like I said, if someone who's interested in these positions, please do apply to QA on Air. We will be opening up the requirement on QA on Air, so you can apply there and we'll do the selection from their team. So do mention if you're looking for which position, location, that will make things easy. How do we allocation of work? So So Raymond, that's what we do. Come on. What do you mean? How do we do allocation of work? That's what project management is all about. There are deadlines for every task. There are deadlines for the entire version 1. So there's a lot of sprint cycles that we are into. Apart from Java and Selenium, any other tools you need to know? There are quite a few tools that we're working with, like even GitHub and so on is an important one. So if you're good at your core, like I said, framework, Java, the basic Selenium WebDriver command, other tools I think is not that tough to carry, to pick up. Hello, I don't know if this question of the topic. I would prefer watching videos instead if it is possible. There's no video stream. We will not. This is not the project work. Okay, so there's no videos for this activity. If you're in the project, sorry.
This is not a typical training kind of a thing that we normally do. Yeah. This is a real-time product. So we are seeking for people who are serious and they want to work on this. And we have real target dates for completing this. So we are trying to work towards it. So anybody who's just wants to see, there's no option, absolutely not an option. And I don't think we will publish this code anywhere as well, because it's a product, so we wouldn't be publishing this code at all. And none of our other trainings will be going through the current code. We have some trainings on NEOD, but the NEOD certified developer, that will also be using a quite an older version of the code to get you to understand what is the frameworks and all of that, or how to develop frameworks and how to do various things, but not really the actual code of NEOD.
Correct, exactly. It's a very serious activity team. We cannot mix it with anything else. Training, we keep it separate. That will maybe become an input system for a constant pool of required members to this. We also have an academy for web development with Atomic 77. Even that is grooming people from on the web platform. Let me see any final questions before we wind this up. Already currently working. Can I still do it after September? Again, Krishna, it's a requirement. Right now we have this need. We don't know how the requirements will grow or reduce as period goes. When you're in the system, you get notified and then you can apply based on that. Are you considering Selenium developers from Canada to work remotely? Absolutely. How does it matter? If you're working remotely, you don't even have to mention where you are, as long as you meet our criteria. Other than QA on air, any other way to communicate regarding this position? Not right now, team. Because we know these requirements, and with the number of people that we know in the market, candidates will get too many inquiries. We won't be able to handle it. How much is the fee for Selenium developer course? That is part of the training team. Let's keep it separate. There is a webinar on the 11th of July for it. At that time, we'll talk about that. Or the payments being made on frequency. That is something once we discuss with you, we confirm, we will set you up on it. All right. It could be milestone, it could be twice a month. How do you require full-time developers or so I can arrange my work time on my own? Do you require full-time developers or I can arrange my work time on my own? I require both, team. Like I said, again, team, look at what has already been mentioned. Try and be a good listener kindly. We have full-time positions and we have part-time also. So you choose how you want it and apply on QA on it once you put the job posting. All right. Any other questions, team? I'm going to take the last couple of questions and start. Can we do part-time over weekdays and full-time on weekends? Yes, that's a possibility too, because some members would love to work at a stretch over the weekends rather than being able to contribute that couple of hours every day. If we have a good team that can work synchronously like that, yes. The problem is there's a lot of pressure that we put overall, and especially because if we are not available on the weekends, coordination is going to be challenged. It's a possibility, I can't confirm. But if we have a good set of people who are doing it that way, then yes. How big the team would be and SDL methodology follow? Already answered, Pankaj. I'll share my screen. Yep. How will an interview process look like? We'll basically get your requirements team. We'll see the shortlisted candidate. We'll send an email. We will get your detailed CV or whatever we see on QA on it, and then we'll put it into a list, and we will have a quick technical interview. We want to see how it is over the phone, maybe a Skype video call also, and then get you on to working on the project. All right. Sure, Robert. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Let's get going with this requirement, and really appreciate you looking at and considering this job opportunity. Hopefully, it'll be of great essence. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye now. Have a great day and weekend. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Thanks, Indura.